All right, so let's talk about the psychological damage that it takes place on the children when you leave the relationship, go back, leave the relationship, go back, leave the relationship, go back. You have to understand that that is great damage to the child, okay? Especially as they're getting older, they're going to begin to resent you. They're going to begin to hate you. They're going to begin to hate the situation. They're going to begin to develop fears and anxieties. They're going to also begin to have relationship problems themselves as they get older. They're going to lose themselves as a person, and they really hate seeing their parents split up, get back together, split up, get back together, split up, get back together. And the reason why I'm saying that, because some of y'all have left these relationships, this narcissistic relationship. You're dragging your kids to their house and you're dragging them away, you're dragging them back to the house, and it's this back and forth thing. And to the child, it's to you, for when you're looking at it, you think it's just no big deal, right? But as they get older, like teenage years, you're going to begin to see the damage that it has caused, okay? Such as having anger problems, such as them having nightmares. I know this one lady who did the back and forth thing, and one of her kids started having bedwetting problems. Another one of her kids started having fear and anxiety, and then another one of her children began to have a lot of anger issues, okay, and started drinking, started taking and popping pills, and also started having multiple relationships with just multiple people, like a lot of girls. And they would get into these relationships, or her son would get into this relationship, and then he's saying he loved this person, then he's off to the next relationship. And so you have to understand that this here messes with your child's mind, okay? If you're going to stay gone, you need to stay gone, because when you go back, you're, number one, if you have boys, okay, and you're a mom, you're teaching that boy, your son, that it's okay for a woman to be treated the way that she's being treated. Okay, and if this is a daughter and you're a mom, you're teaching her that it's okay to be abused the way that you are. And so let's flip this around. If you are a father, it's the same thing. You're teaching your son that it's okay to accept that type of woman. And if it's a daughter, you're teaching your daughter that this is the way she treats her husband. Okay, and so we need to think about this. This goes a long ways. And so I want you, when you leave this relationship the next time, you need to make up in your mind that you're going to stay gone, because it's a benefit for the child. And I will say that, because I've, coached quite a bit of people, that when you leave and the child is younger, I'm talking about from newborn to, let's just say, age 3 or 4, right? It's less damaging to them. But when you do this back and forth thing, when they're 7, 8, 9, they're going to remember it. They're going to have feelings. They're going to have emotions. And even as a newborn to 3-year-old, they may experience stuff in life and don't even realize why, but because they were so young to remember. But they will feel the rejection. They will feel some type of way towards men and some type of way towards women, depending on the gender of the child. And they won't even know why. And so you're messing with your child's mind and their emotions, okay? This one in particular person, they had a child together. And every time her son had to go to the father, he would throw up. He would have headaches. I'm talking about, she said it would literally start on, so they had like this on week off type of schedule, and the week off basically would be Friday to Friday. So the moment her son had to go to the father's house, her son will begin to have headaches, throwing up, and all of this type of things taking place within him, okay? And it would start on Wednesday, and then on that Friday he would go with the father. Come to find out that he was having anxiety and fear, and also transition problems of the back and forth. And so one of the things that she had to do was, eventually she ended up getting some help to find out what was going on, and that's how she kind of found out what was going on. But she ended up having to pray before the attack took place. So for instance, she knew that it started on a Wednesday, so she would start praying on, like, basically before Wednesday, like that Tuesday, she began to pray, bind, banish, and rebuking the spirit of fear. She would play that John Eckhart book to her son on Wednesday and Thursday, and it literally is that book of prayer called The Prayers That Rout Demons. She would play that at night for him all the way through, because it's on YouTube. She would play that all the way through for him, and then she would also pray each day, binding that spirit of fear and anxiety, and she saw a major decrease. And so I'm telling you this because just because you're going through it, your children is going through it too. You're not the only one divorcing the narcissist. You're not the only one, for those who's not married, leaving the narcissist. The child is also going through it too, and they also feel the emotions and the effects of what's taking place. So I'm here to tell you that when you decide to leave and stay gone, because going back and forth is damaging the child mentally, physically, and emotionally. And if you want your child to have good relationships in their own personal life, then you need to make sure that you're teaching them what to accept, teaching them what not to accept, because this back and forth stuff got to stop. Because you're going to have your child either hate you or both of y'all, okay, and run away from both of y'all. And so, or end up stuck and staying with the narcissist because of the manipulation and control. And then you as the other parent is basically having to do the long suffering. As God says, love is patient, love is kind, love is long suffering. And you're having to wait until your child's eyes are open, just like yours was. But if you stop this mess beforehand and let this last time be the last time, and allow your child to express themselves, allow them to talk about what's going on with them, then you could possibly be saving them from failed relationships and emotions that they don't have to go through. I did not expect this video to be this long, but for those, like I always say, who stays on, I hope this blessed you. But with that being said, you all be blessed, and follow the YouTube, okay? Because I do upload longer videos where I go into scripture and I talk a little bit more in depth about some of these things. And if you have questions, go ahead and place it in the comment, because I could possibly do a video on some of you guys' questions so that you can thrive after narcissism. Be blessed.